Hey everyone, welcome to this process video. Today I want to take a couple of items that I have been playing with a whole lot and share them with you. First off is this Thinlit Sizzix die by Holtz. It's called Mixed Media 1. Let's get in here and show you there are 4 dies to this, and they just got this great sort of grunge factor to them. But what I've been playing with is a little bit of a different take than just the whole grunge feel, which I love, but I'm going a little different. So we're going to play with that today. I've grabbed the paper pad, the 6x8 paper pad from Storyline, and here's the project pad from Storyline, and there's a paper in here I wanted to use as my background. So I'm going to grab it. It's a really pretty textured with some script background, but we're just going to use a small part of this. And then of course you need some cardstock. Now I know with a lot of the inks and distress inks and everything that the back of the paper makes all the difference, right? Well, I've played around with this textured cardstock from Basil and I'm kind of happy with the results. So I wanted to share how that worked out with you. So we'll start with this first. I'm going to take, I think this sort of lattice die here. I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece out of my cardstock and then we will color it. Okay, what I'm going to do next actually is going to go ahead and add some color to my cardstock. Now the thing is, I am not a professional Distress Oxide spray or Distress spray user. But what I do know is that I love the spun sugar and I love the tattered rose. And I'm finding these colors work so beautifully back into the pattern found in Storyline that you just really can't make too many mistakes playing with this spray. So what we're going to do, I'm just going to add some water here to my surface. And with that, I'm going to add a couple of these sprays, just nothing fancy, no order, this is just the play part. When I was messing around and cutting different surfaces and different papers with that die. And this is all I'm going to do. And then I'm going to probably take a little bit off of here and do it again after each little application here, maybe a little more water. So if you haven't tried this at home, you really just have to play. You just have to play and not have any preconceived notion of how you want this to turn out. I'm going to need to dry this in between. It's getting a little buckled. I don't want it to be too mottled, but I do think I have enough room here and probably maybe even enough color here to just add a little bit of interest that I'm looking for when I use this die. So let me finish with drying this, maybe adding a little more color. I'm going to cut this and I'll be right back. This is the result of the die cut. It's actually so very beautiful. And while I'm going to use a photo here, and this is going to be the mat back behind it, I'm going to go ahead and just tear off this top part. Now, if you do use your ruler to tear, I will tell you that the side that's covered by the ruler will show the tear part, if that makes sense. So see how I cut this and it's not very distressed, whereas this side is more distressed. So wherever you have the ruler hiding that part of your paper, that's the part that's going to come out with that edge that you're probably looking for. And I'm pretty happy with how that edge looks. And at this point, we're going to assemble the page. Now, since this is going to go into one of my Storyline inserts, this page that we're making today, I'm going to go ahead and trim my main mat, the background paper, to 7 inches. I want a 7x7 square that's going to fit into the insert just perfectly that way. So that's what's going to happen here. And I really like the script here. I'm going to keep it at the bottom, so that had a purpose. So that's 7 inches. I'm going to go in and distress those edges. Before I do that, I think this is going to work out. I don't think that's too much color. I originally planned for this to be about 5.5 by 5 1/4. I'm probably going to end up trimming this down a little bit more. I think I just want a little bit less of the floral showing and more of this background showing. But we'll see. So I'm going to go and distress these edges and then go ahead and assemble this part of the page.